ground to lose. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful people. Can y'all believe it? We're almost in the month of February already. Good morning, Miss Sybil. Good morning, Miss Linda. Good morning, Miss Jocelyn. Good morning, Mother Katie. Good morning, Maria. All of you guys popping in here. Joanne, good morning. Love and appreciate you all. Thank you all for showing up this morning. I'm going to make you think. That's what I want to do. I want you to think. Okay? I want you to think. I want you to think your way to the top. I want you to think. I want you to think your way out of your position. Okay? That's what you've got to do. You've got to go ahead and ask the question, how is this working for me? How is this working for me? This morning, we're continuing our teaching on no one is coming to save you. So what do I do knowing that no one is coming to save me? Okay, my destiny is in my hands. Gets that? Did y'all catch that? My destiny is in my hands. My destiny is in my hands. Ooh, if somebody can get a hold of that right now, my destiny is in my hands. It is. It is. And if you're going to do right, if you're going to find yourself excelling in all that you put your hands to, you're going to have to remember, my destiny is in my hands. My future is in my hand. My future is in God's hand, but God in turn gave me responsibility in being diligent in my affairs. So I know some people want to go with the whole, my future is in God's hands. Yes, it is in God's hands. Did you catch that, Miss Cynthia? You catch that, Miss Sybil? Your future is in God's hands, but God has in turn given you a responsibility to take the wheel and be diligent in your affairs. That means if you do nothing, you get nothing. Let me say it again. If you do nothing, you get nothing. You are responsible. We are responsible, John Wells. We are responsible for how we show up on a daily basis. Okay? And so you got to be careful of those escapism behaviors, escapism mindset. When Miller comes with a teaching, no one's coming to save you. Watch those people. Watch those people. Well, it's just going to work out. Do you know, John Wells, do you know how many people have been saying it's going to work out and it's been a decade and ain't nothing worked out? It ain't nothing worked out. You know why? They still haven't captured that. See a man diligent in his business, it'll work out. What you sow, you're going to reap. That's how you get this whole thing figured out. So write this question now. Somebody write this question now. How is this working for me? How is this working for me? How is this working for me? If you don't incorporate these three things that I tell you today, if you don't incorporate these three things, I'm telling you, you're going to be like a yo-yo. You're going to be up and down and all around, hoping and wishing and keeping your fingers crossed as to, I'm really needing it to work out, coach. I'm needing it to work out. But here's the deal. How many of you have children? How many of you are bosses, supervisors, and you hear the employee say, well, I really gonna need an extra 500 at the end of the month. And then you send out an email saying, hey guys, you could make an extra 1,000 if you work on these next 2 Saturdays. You could make an extra 1,000, right? And watch this. The same person you heard in the break room saying they need a 500. I really need 500 to work itself out for me. I really need 500. Now you need 500, but the email came out indicating that if you work on Saturdays for the next 2-3 Saturdays, you can actually make 1,000. Miss Cynthia, unfortunately, you will be amazed. You'll be amazed the amount of people who got their fingers crossed. They won the 500, but they don't want to work overtime or work on the Saturday for the 1,000. For the 1,000. It's the people who want the next level life, but they don't want to put in the work for the next level life. How is that working for you? How's that working for you? If your whole life is built on a wish and a hope, I'm telling you, you're going to be on the bottom of the barrel. That's some hard stuff right there. Remember, you saying some hard stuff. You are going to be at the bottom of the barrel. Jamal, you got to get up and you got to dirty your hands. You got to do what you got. Listen, let me testify. Listen, some of you guys know I'm running for city office. One of the most, I don't like asking people for stuff. I don't like asking people for stuff. But when I was doing a class, I was doing a virtual class, and the guy says, if you're running for political office, here's one of the things you got to get good at. Here's one of the things you got to commit to. You got to commit to asking for help. I said, huh? I don't want to ask nobody for no help. I don't want to ask nobody for help. And he said, you got to ask people for help. You got to ask people you ain't never asked for help before. You got to ask people you ain't never asked for help. It comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. So I had to stop pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Still working on it, Still working. Because here's the, how's it working for you? If you don't do the work, you won't get the return that the work is supposed to bring to you. If you don't do the work. So there are people, man, listen, I need an extra $500 by the end of the month. But then the boss sends out an email saying, hey, if you work these Saturdays extra, you could make $1,000. People still don't respond to the email. I've seen it time and time again because most people want to get ahead. They want to get ahead without effort. Let me say it again. Most people want to get ahead, John Wells. Most people want to get ahead, Jamal, but without effort. Okay? And it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Very few people, every now and again, somebody luckily get through, but the vast majority of people don't get through like that. Listen, empowering yourself with a proactive mindset. Key word this morning is proactive. No one is coming to save you. So I have to become proactive. Write that down. I have to become proactive. I have to become proactive. Remember that no one is coming to save you. So it is essential for you to take care of your life. Okay? So what do I do, Coach Miller? What do I do? Number one, seize control. Okay? Seize control. Number one, seize control. In other words, instead of waiting for opportunities to come knocking, actively seek out opportunities. Actively seek out opportunity. So now I have to get up and I have to remind myself, listen, right when I leave here, I'm going to a meeting. After I leave that meeting, I'm going to another meeting. After I leave that meeting, I'm going to another meeting. I'm talking about I want something. I want something. And if you want it bad enough, you've got to learn how to, number one, seize control. What can I do to make this happen? In the will of God, what can I do that's legal? What can I do that is strategic? What can I do that is beneficial to get me where I'm trying to go? Take initiative in pursuing your goals and your dream. You got to take initiative. Okay, you got to respond to the boss email who says you could make an extra $1,000 on the weekend if you work overtime. Boy, but coach, I really need that money, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to go ahead and I just don't have the time on the weekend. But you want the 500, but he gives you a chance to make 1,000, but you don't want to give up the time. Oh my God, I'm here today to tell you that it is your responsibility to seize control over what you can control. All of us have something we can control. And when you have something you can control, it is your responsibility to do right with that. You don't have control over everything, but what you have control over, you need to take control of. Okay? So number two is embrace responsibility. Write that down. Embrace responsibility. Accepting personal accountability for your actions and decisions is liberating. It's liberating. Oh man. When you start realizing my life's not working out for me, when you start realizing I need to take responsibility for my life's not working out for me, this year is going to be better because I'm going to do things different. This year is going to be better because I'm going to do things different. Somebody said to me a couple of weeks back, Miller, I like listening to you, but then it also, watch what they said. Watch what they said down there. They said, it's too challenging for me, so I stopped listening to you. It's too challenging. It's too challenging. Minister Karen Crockett, the person said to me, I like listening to you. You're making sense, you know. but it's too challenging for me, man. It's too challenging. In other words, I don't want to embrace responsibility. I want better, but I don't want to embrace responsibility. How? I don't even want to say it. So sad. So sad, because accepting personal responsibility for your actions and decision is liberating. The Bible says, whom the Son set free is free indeed. And let me tell you something. One of the fastest and most assured way of sabotaging yourself and imprisoning yourself into a locked position is to not take responsibility. Always pointing the fingers. Forget what other people are doing and start realizing you are responsible for navigating yourself through today. You are responsible for navigating yourself through this week. You are responsible for navigating yourself through this year. No one is coming to save you. And if no one is coming to save you, then you have to accept responsibility. If no one is going to pay my rent, I need to go get me a job to pay my rent. If no one is going to pay my car note, I need to go get a job to pay my car note. And then, I need someone to come and help me. Let me tell you the best way and the fastest way to get help. Start helping yourself. Start showing yourself to be diligent in your affairs, and then help us show up. Let me tell you something. Nobody wants to put seeds in a pocket with holes. Nobody wants to help a person that they see you're so far behind, you're so far off track on getting your act together. Any form of assistance almost come as a waste. So some people leave you alone. It could be sibling, it could be neighbors, it can be co-workers. It's because some people aren't doing the work. Yet they have their hands out in an attempt to get help. My wife and I, as we were running and preparing for this campaign, what we said was, we are going to be the first contributors to the campaign. Hello. We want others to help me with the campaign, but I'm going to be the first one to make a contribution to the campaign. In other words, Ricardo Miller, how bad do you want this? Are you going to put your money in it? You want people to put their money in it? How much money you going to put in it? Hello. So embrace responsibility. Recognize that you are in control of your responses to challenges and setbacks. And so now you got to get to this point where you say, you know what? Opportunities are going to present themselves to me. I can grow through this. But I'm going to have to change my mindset. Waiting for others to come and save me while I'm not doing any work to get my act together is a loser behavior, is a poor mindset, is very risky in how one live. Okay, so no one's coming to save you. So what you got to do is you got to get a proactive mindset. Before they evict me, I need to go ahead and either downsize or I need to go get a second job. Am I talking sense? Anybody giving me any hearts this morning? Brady, you know what I'm talking about. Brady is a financial strategist, okay? You talk to Brady, Brady will get you out of the slum if you're in a financial hole, but you got to listen. When I was stuck and I found myself sitting at the table looking at my expenses that was beyond my income, I sat with Brady Robinson and I said, Brady, I got a problem. And she said, you can get through this. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to roll up your sleeve and you're going to have to do what you hadn't done before. In other words, you might have to get a side gig. You're going to have to cut out some things. You're going to have to monitor the different expenses. Brady is a beast. Brady is a strategist. And I'm here today to tell you, embracing responsibility is, this is the cup that's on my table. This is what I have to deal with. My expenses are too much. My income is too low. Then what do, coach? Go make some more money or you cut your expenses. You don't need that. Listen, you don't need no degree to figure that out. Okay, so let me close with this. Listen, cultivate resilience. Write that down. Cultivate resilience. Develop the resilience to bounce back. Okay, I'm in a hole. I'm in a bad position. Things aren't working for me right now. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cultivate resilience, developing the resilience to bounce back from setbacks and adapt to change. View obstacles as learning experience. Then strengthen your character and prepare yourself to move forward in success. This won't break me. Hello. Yes, this is difficult, but I can make it through this. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to make it through this. I'm going to restore my credit. I'm going to take care of my health. I'm going to develop a healthy community. I'm going to evolve into a better person. This came to take me out, but it won't take me out in the name of Jesus. I'm going to be diligent in my affairs. I'm not going to be slothful. The Bible says, watch this, watch this. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, and poverty. Some people don't even, you don't qualify to watch Netflix. You can't afford to watch Netflix. Why? Because you got to get yourself in a position where you got a retirement setup you need to put in place. You can't afford to stay home today when the truth is you could have a side hustle where you say, I got to get myself out of this position. Cultivate resilience, ladies and gentlemen. I got to go. I just know nobody's coming to save you. And if you know that to be true, then what you should do is embrace what I call as a proactive mindset. Reactive mindset causes you to be behind. How many of you have gotten that call where the person say, I need assistance today or they're gonna put me out? That's called reactive. Oh my goodness, they coming for my car today, so I need help today. That's called reactive. Proactive is the ability to see ahead and identify, oh my God, if I don't do something now, I could see a problem that's coming. How many of you will be honest and say, Coach, I'm writing down some things. If I don't be careful, if I don't look into the future and accept what is a reality, I can have some painful days, some difficult days ahead of me. Don't lie to yourself. This is the wake-up call. This is the early morning talk that really puts you in a position to set you up to win. I want to see you to win. I'm asking you for nothing. Okay? Yeah, maybe I might be asking you to support the campaign if you're around. Thank you so much for those of you who have. Okay, I love my community. I love adding value to others, and there are others who've been adding value to me. And together we're going to the top. I'll be back tomorrow, continuing this talk. No one's coming to save you. So what do you do when you find yourself feeling alone, find yourself cornered, find yourself stuck? What do? You become proactive and decide that you're not going to keep going down. You're not going to keep losing. You're not going to find yourself keeping falling back. What you're going to do is you're going to adjust. And you're going to have to first accept the responsibility. It's me versus me. It's my responsibility to take care of me starting now. Others may come, and if they don't come, I still got to do this. Okay, if no one helps me, okay, if no one helps me, I'm still going to win. Now, here's what I do know: someone will help you. I believe someone is assigned to help you, but I believe those who are assigned to help you are more inclined to help you when they see you are committed to helping yourself. Ask yourself the question, how is this working for me? And start doing the proactive work of making sure that you're doing the work to help yourself first. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.